That we built into our new application together with education programs, the interpretation story, a visitor centre that will be built here, mobile units which will go out with the aircraft and offer a sort of an exhibition with the aircraft on site. So an exciting programme of much broader public benefits. And frankly, this lay light. We still had one hurdle to overcome, which was this policy point. We were asking them to uniquely make an exception to their policy of not restoring aircraft. Right. And at the end of the day, they thought this particular aircraft, with its unique background, unique value, justified an exception to the policy. So extraordinarily enough, to absolute delight from the team here, in June of last year they decided to make us award. Sorry, where are we? We're June 2004. They decided to make us the award of the £2.7 million.
There's still some money you have to put in. So how far and how much money do you need to put in yourselves?
Well, we've gone a long way, especially as in terms of help from the various companies who are supporting us. We actually have got to the level equivalently of about £900,000, and what we need now is another £400,000 to make our partnership funding target. That's where we are. Frankly, we're looking for everywhere and anywhere to help us. It's a unique project. This aircraft will be stunning when it will be flying again, and I look to anybody who's listening to consider a donation.
In terms of regulatory requirements, what sort of hurdles will need to be overcome in actually getting this aircraft back in the air, which we hope, obviously, next year this aircraft will be returned to flight?
Well, the main requirement is that we have a well-defined certification plan for the aircraft to make sure that the safety record that I referred to earlier, it actually reflects the configuration of the aircraft as she's flown. That certification plan is something that's already been worked out by Marshall Aerospace and BAE Systems and signed off by the Civil Aviation Authority. So that's the main plank, but of course there will be modifications that we make to the aircraft as we proceed with the major service. Things like the replacement of modern materials, by modern materials of the old materials, so seals, washers, lubricants, etc. And those constitute design changes which all have to be signed off in the right way. It is quite an intensive activity, and it is, as a result, a major expense for us, but we're going to do things properly. You have to do all of this absolutely by the book.
So obviously with Concorde retiring, there's obviously quite a bit of interest that's been generated, obviously, unfortunately, since Concorde was laid to rest. But I understand the engine power plants on this aircraft were similar to that of Concorde's, and in fact they actually used the Vulcan to test engines for the Concorde project.
Well, yes, the original engine that was installed on the production Vulcans was the Bristol Siddeley Olympus engine, which was the world's first twin-shaft turbojet engine, and that basic design ran all the way through to a whole series of engines. The ones that were powering the TSR-2 were Olympus engines, and of course the basic design was used for the Concorde engine. If you look at the Concorde engine, it looks different. It's got additional stages. It's a far more powerful engine, but the same basic core design as that of the Olympus.
Moving on to a little bit more about the Vulcan, its typical sort of range, altitude, and what sort of speed did this aircraft operate at?
Well, this comes back to the design of the aircraft. As you will recognise, it coming a matter of 3 or 4 years after the Second World War, it bears no resemblance at all to Second World War bombers, which were able to defend themselves with guns and with cannon. This aircraft relied on height, speed and manoeuvrability, so it didn't have any external armament. Height, it could fly, in service it could fly up to about 59,000 feet, because the wing is so big, it's got such low wing loading, it can actually fly far higher than the fighters of the time. Speed, it is just subsonic, about 0.95 Mach was its maximum cruising speed, lower at lower altitudes, of course, but a very, very fast aircraft, extraordinary from a design point of view.
Well, Robert, thanks very much for joining us here today and allowing us to come and look around this aircraft. Finally, how can people get involved themselves with this project, and how can people make donations to it?
Well, we have a website, which is probably going to be the most appropriate mechanism, considering the media we're using, which is www.vulcantothesky, all one word, .com. vulcantothesky.com, and on that we have the latest news. We have an e-donate capability, and we'll be providing, as we start the restoration, things like webcams to show people what's going on.
Now, Robert, thank you very much for allowing us to see you today. We really appreciate it, and we hope we can come back again nearer the time and film this aircraft again.
In part 2 of our Vulcan to the Sky feature coming soon, Jonathan Elliott takes you inside the Vulcan to the Sky hangar for a close-up look at the restoration to airworthy status of VH558.